Hey guys, thanks for tuning in as always. Just to let you know, I will be on tour very soon. So why don't you hit pause right now, see if I'm coming to one of your cities, get tickets at fahimanwar.com. All right, now let's work on some stuff.
Oh, I'm watching Shogun. Is anybody watching Shogun? Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's about like 17th century Japan, and when they've made a mistake, they do seppuku, which is they take their sword and they just cut their bowels open, and they bleed out, and their intestines come out because they've brought shame and no honor upon their family. In America, we just say, my bad. I think that's pretty cool, just to take that much ownership of your actions. Oh, that'd be great. Like, you hire a contractor to do your kitchen, and it goes over time frame a little bit, and they're like, oh, this is unacceptable. I have brought shame upon my business and family. You would hire them, like, whoa, these guys stand by their word. It's like samurai contracting. If we don't finish the job, we disembowel ourselves. We finish on time or we disembowel ourselves. That's the samurai guarantee. Right? You would hire them every time because they would finish on point or they're dead, pretty much, right? I read this Reddit article that, like, when a Japanese kamikaze pilot got accepted into the program, his wife drowned herself and their 2 kids so that he would have 0 distractions to carry out his mission. And I was thinking, like, that's love and dedication, you know? Like, women today don't even cook. Okay. Some people think these are, like, real statements and not jokes. Some of you are looking at me like I'm doing a town hall for CNN. I'm like, I don't like his platform. I know it has tinges of humor, but that's how he really feels. What a monster. Sometimes you hear stories about people who were deserted and then they had to drink their own pee. You've heard that, right? Do you think any of them ever drank their own cum? Because that's extra water, right? Why would you stop there? Obviously, you all groaned at it, but you were cool with pee. Why do we draw the line there? Like, you're dying. Are you so homophobic? You're like, no, I'm not gonna drink my jizz. This could be the matter between life or death, but I'm not, that's gay. I'm not gonna drink my jizz. And what if you're with a group of people and you have different moral lines? You know, one guy's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, well, can I have it? If you're not gonna drink it, I want it. It's just reserve water in your balls. I'm thirsty, dude. It's not a gay thing, I'm parched. From a logic standpoint, guys, you're pulling back on me. I'm just saying, you're on a deserted island, you need liquids. You wouldn't have jizz? Would you even be able to? You just have like a beard and you're by a coconut tree just trying to jack up. Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's hard to remember land. It's hard to get hard and get this extra water. It's funny. Like, you guys aren't into it, but I'm keeping on going. I'm like, no, I'm gonna crack this coconut. They're gonna be on board with the jizz thing eventually. You ever see a movie or a TV show and it's like a period piece, so it's like people in the 50s and shit, right? But they're not really from the 50s. Those are people, they're doing age appropriation, those people. They should hire people who were actually born then, so you just have like old people playing like sock hop people. It's too weird. I think it's funny when people get mad at the president. He's not a real person. President is not a real, he's just a Power Ranger that a bunch of Republicans or Democrats are like, with our powers combined, we control Trump. Like, build a wall. And they're just like in there like, Mexican suck. Like, yeah, okay. Biden's not a real guy. It's like 4 guys in Biden. It's just 4 Democrats in Biden. And he still can't walk. He still can't get up steps. I was just thinking, you know what I should have done for that joke? I feel like 5 Democrats make Biden as the Power Ranger, and then they don't like Trump because Trump is like Tommy the Green Ranger. He doesn't need anybody. He's his own, like, dragon robot. Like, we can't control him. He's like, I do my own thing. Rosie O'Donnell's a fat bitch. And they're like, fuck me. How crazy is that? You know, you get into this like war of the words with some guy and he becomes president and then he's just like, yeah, you're a fat pig. then he gets in a helicopter and you're like, the president thinks I'm a fat pig. That sucks. I think white people and brown people have kids for different reasons. I feel like white people have kids to have like friends a little bit. There's more of like a friendly relationship. Like, hey, I've been through life. Hey, you're my bud. This is how it goes. They view you as like an individual person. Brown people have kids as a form of time travel. Like, you're just them on an alternate timeline. Like, oh, I don't want to play the piano. Like, well, I never got to play the piano. So you get to play the piano. This is for me. I'm not happy. Who gives a shit? I'm happy. You're me in the future. Whereas white people are like, yeah, do what you want. It's your life. My dad has never said it's your life. My dad has never said, are you happy? They don't give a shit if you're happy. It's like, are you doing what I would have done if I could reset the clock? My son is living my life. Yeah. You will be a doctor because I couldn't with my circumstances, but you will. It's my dream. Women will destroy your hairbrush and like not tell you about it. Have you noticed this, guys? Like, if a girl is like over at your place, you'll just come back to your brush and it's just like a fucking possum. They don't say, hey, I used your hairbrush, or can I use it? You just discover it like a fucking forensic files. Checking the mail as an adult sucks. Wouldn't you agree? When you were a kid, it was great. You would check the mail, there would be like a check from an aunt, a letter from a pen pal. Now every time you check the mail, it's just a task to unfuck yourself. It's just fodder for unfucking yourself. Like, okay, well, how do I gotta unfuck myself today? Like, okay, you gotta hand in your insurance certification to the HOA board. Okay, I gotta call the insurance company from this envelope. This one, DirecTV is raising their rates, so I gotta call them and be like, hey, can you unfuck me? And then they go, okay, we'll unfuck you. And then you have to like do a DMV renewal. And then you do it enough times and you understand why people kill themselves. Like, this bill is overdue. Is it? Is it? Find the money. It's not my problem anymore. That should be like a Mentos commercial. Just all these things adding up. Like, do-do-do-do. Just a gun in the glove box. Like, Mentos, the final solution. Mentos, it's not your problem anymore. It's just his head blown off. And like, suicide, the fresh maker. I was messaging back and forth with this girl on a dating app, and then things were going well. We had a nice rapport going. And then she messages, I do massages. Out of nowhere. Like, I didn't ask her what she does. She just says, I do massages. So out the gate, you're like, okay, she like jerks dudes off for money. Right? So I unmatched with her. That's not what I'm trying to do. But it'd be funny if I just kept going, like, oh, massage is so important to human health. Do you do Thai or Swedish? Just be really inquisitive and not even get it. Like, oh yeah, massage is great. I feel like if you're a guy and you go in for those type of massages with a happy ending, you can't complain about the massage. Like, after you get jerked off, you can't be like, the massage was not that great. Like, I know the end was pretty great, but you really didn't get in there. Under my shoulder blade is my trouble area, but sure, I busted, but the massage was subpar. You ever see a twin you're not ready for? That's not cool. I need to be prepped for twins. You can't just spring a twin on me. You should have to go door to door and like tell people like, hey, I'm a twin. So you might see someone who looks like me roaming around the neighborhood. Just don't want you to be alarmed. You're like, oh, thank God. I thought you were like a child molester or something. Like, that's the other thing. I am, but my brother is not. So this is a twofer. I'm a twin. Somebody just goes, wow. It's comedy. It's not real. Okay. Sometimes I was like trying to kill this spider, you know, in my house. I was just like running around, and then I hit it. Like, I barely tapped it, and then it just played dead. So I just picked it up, and I put it in the toilet, and I flushed it. Do you think at a certain point he realized like maybe he shouldn't have played dead? Like when he hit the water, was he like, oh fuck. This strategy's not paying off. Oh no! It's too late. I'm dead. I find that usually when girls have big boobs, they kind of let you know it. They'll wear clothing that kind of showcases it. But sometimes they'll be a sleeper. And you're like, oh fuck, you had those the whole time? You had an Uno reverse card the whole time? You didn't play it? That's pretty baller, just one day, be like, after a year, like, holy shit. Because that's a tremendous asset to keep buried. That's all I'm saying.